Rudyard Kipling's six able-bodied servants not being used as the IHMs. That's the story for the day. Welcome to Prof. Neil. It's a pleasure to have you here. I keep six honest, able-bodied men. They taught me all I know. Their names are why, when, how, where, and who. As mentioned earlier, the syllabus of the IHMs was, the framework was done in 1956 by Mr. Belfield Smith, an expert of the FAO, which was the body assigned by the affiliated to the United Nations. He was sent to India, and he took over as the first principal of the IHM Bombay. Now, why are students not questioning today in their classrooms? Or better put, why are we Indians content to not go beyond the framework set by Mr. Belfield Smith? He did not ask us to stick to the framework that he built. He would have expected us to go beyond it. He he did a very well, brilliant work to build a foundation for us to add the colors of India to it. But we are content to bask in whatever is given and just live in it. It was very difficult in the earlier days when there were only four IHMs in the cities of Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, and Madras. Each one of them working independently. So at that time, the focus was on nutrition, not on tourism. Remember, that time they were affiliated to the Ministry of Agriculture, FAO's agricultural organization, Food and Agriculture Organization. It's only in the early 1990s that the National Council for Hotel Management and Catering Technology was established under the Ministry of Tourism as an apex body to coordinate the examinations, admission, etc., and everything to do with academics. But have they gone beyond the syllabus? Have they tried to go beyond the syllabus set by Mr. Smith? No, I'm afraid not, because I was with PUSA at that time in 1990 when it was set up. An expert committee was set up by our industry experts. But do industry experts have the time, the inclination, and the passion to do this work beyond their professional call of their professional work? So here are some. So why have we not? And what are the random? What are the Indian flavors or colors we can add? Is something that I'm pondering on, and some random examples here. Absolutely random off the cuff, nothing prepared. The first thing, the Islamic influence on Indian cuisine, on the cuisines of India, I'm sorry, is very evident in the north and in the south of India. But these are the questions that could be asked in the classroom and in a chat initiated. But in the north, there's the tandoor, there is the paneer. But in the south, that's specifically in Kerala side, the Malabar coast, the influence is very subtle, not predominant as in the north. And it's mainly to do with the coastal area. Cuisine. Why is that so? We can come to that later. But first, let's go to Gujarat, the state of Gujarat. There's this particular item, a savory item called bhakar vadi. Bhakar vadi is a nice fried savory item, a dry item with a hard crust, with a lot of coconut filling in it, which is randomly available in Baroda, right? Only in Baroda. Now, why is it not available in Ahmedabad, just 100 kilometers away from Baroda, in the same state of Gujarat? For that, the teacher has to take the class back to 1761, to the third battle of Panipat between the Marathas and Durrani, where the Marathas are routed and the Gaikwads retreated to settle in Baroda. The Scindias went to Gwalior, the Holkars went to Indore, and likewise. There are some place pockets in Baroda where you can live your life without speaking Gujarati. You can speak Marathi and get away with it. So that these are the cultural influences that we have to include in our cuisine, in our syllabus. It's not done till now. The tandoor, how it came to India, it came with the Mughals. For that, the teachers take the students back to the Battle of Panipat again, the first Battle of Panipat, 1526. We all know Babur versus Ibrahim Lodi. The Mughals bought the tandoor all the way down across, and the tandoor today has become a leitmotif of the cuisines of India abroad. The tandoor is seen as Indian. Actually, it is, which is not. But it's become so Indian that that is why the influence of the invaders is more strong because they settle here. They influence our cuisine so strongly, while the influence of the Islam in South India, especially Kerala, as I mentioned, did not start in 1500s. It started way back during the Roman times when the Arabs were the traders between Kozhikode or Calicut. They traded in spices with the Calicut kingdom. So they were traders, and if you're traders, you do a very subtle influence on the food. So as I mentioned earlier, I've taken only some relative examples, some very very random examples. Coming back to another example, there is a we all have eaten and heard of breakfast item in Kerala, which is appam, something like a dosa almost, but it's not a dosa. The traditional accompaniment for a appam is ishtu. Now, ishtu is nothing else but stew, pronounced the Malayali accent. Ishtu, it's stew. Now, did the ishtu was the ishtu a gift of Saint Thomas, the first apostle who came to India in 52 AD when he landed off the Muzaras in Kerala, or was it the British who influenced the cuisines of Kerala then with the stew, and the Keralites absorbed it? Of course, it's a different matter. The Kerala was part of, the Madras state in those days. But these are questions, these are chats that can be so enlightening in the classrooms. Because remember, don't underestimate your students. They're all who come after having passed the joint entrance examination. They're all brilliant minds. They know their history, they know their geography. You just have to ignite their minds and you might get some super answers. Now, Ishtu also accompanies idlis, but idli is not a South Indian dish at all. Its origin lies in Indochina. Likewise, sambar goes with idli, but sambar again is not a traditional, typical origin of its origin. Genesis doesn't lie in Kerala or Tamil Nadu, although it may have originated in Tamil Nadu, elsewhere Tamil Nadu, but it's been influenced, it was made because of a Maratha king. When we say all this, why do we say all this? So that we get to the root of the particular dish or the food that we are talking about. That enriches the student, that embellishes the student's knowledge, his appetite, not just for food, but for the knowledge of the food. Just little random examples. Kebabs we thought were a Mughal legacy. Unfortunately not. When ITC Pak Shaitan chef Praveen Anand shattered that myth, proved us wrong, proved all of us wrong. He, if I remember well, it's either Madurai or in some place in Tamil Nadu. He quoted the Pattapata document of the Sangam period where they mentioned about kebabs being served. Do we bring this to our classrooms? No. The students are still taught about kebab being a legacy of the Mughals, which is not. 7 decades later, the National Council of Hotel Management and Technical Education has to yet get its act together. They they will still maybe again engage industry experts, but will I ask the same question: do industry experts have the hunger? Do they have this kind of uh, the kind of time, inclination to research, to ask questions and to go because they are busy with their own professional duties? Industry experts. So I suggest that we have. So before this, I suggest we have a committee of Mr. N.M. Rafiq, the founder principal of Ahmedabad, IHM, a man of wisdom and knowledge. Chef Satish Arora, living legend, the man who set up all the kitchens of Taj hotels. Chef Vivek Sagar of the Tourism and Hospitality Skill Council. He's again researched a lot on food. We have to include Mr. Divya Bhanu Singh Chawda. Who doesn't know him? DSC as he's known as. The former, I think he was the director north for the IHCL earlier. And his knowledge about food and about customs in India is non-parallel. His books on cheetahs, he's a chief expert on cheetahs. So likewise, his quest for research is something fantastic. And you could rope in his Tata Administrative Service colleague, Mr. Siddharth Kak of Surabhi fame, Surabhi serial fame. Siddharth ji has got some fantastic expertise on this subject, on food and cuisine. I know that I have interacted with him personally. So, and yours truly could be part of this committee. I would love to be part of this committee and bring about an enrichment of the syllabus that goes beyond Mr. Belfield Smith's foundation. But again, the committee may deliver something, a report, but will the National Council act on it and implement it? That's the question. Because we still talk about why the wines of Alsace region are not like French wines, but are more like German wines. So if we can learn that, why can't we learn all this? Is my question. It's time for the National Council to embrace the twist for the students and the teaching faculty to enjoy the turn. Thank you very much.